Yeah.
And I just want to get one.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say today, Mona. Oh my gosh. We have a stamp camp tomorrow, which we finished packing up the kits, and I have stamp camp tonight. But I finished packing up all the kits and getting that all done. But that also, having stamp camp here in the store means the back room needs to be kind of cleaned. So Charlene will be so happy because she can actually see an entire table, 1 out of 3. Oh yeah, we're gonna shut the music off before Facebook cans us. So I don't remember what came in this week. The only thing that I do remember that I'm going to share with you, and then I'm going to pass you guys off to Mona, is we have some new washi tape. So these are the new designs that just came in. So we have Let's Go Buffalo. And we have Let's Go Bills. And we have Go Bills. And we had a couple requests for this. And I think Carol was one of the ladies, because people just say Go Bills all the time. So I have Go Bills. And then we have a request for Let's Go Sabres. So you don't see the E there, but it is. It's overlapped. So there it is. Let's Go Sabres. So those are the 4 new washi tapes that are in our custom collection. So pretty excited about those. So next week we'll go through new products that come in, and yeah, hopefully I'll remember by then. So anyways, Mona is all set and ready to go, and so I'm going to sign off and let Mona take over.
Hello, everybody. It's been a while, I think. I've been working with Elizabeth Craft and her mug dye, warm winter mug it's called. It has a lot of parts. So you have the mug, a beautiful snowflake, the backing for the candy cane, the candy cane. This, in case you're wondering what it is like a fudge topping. Then you have the gingerbread man. Of course, your whipped cream on top of your hot cocoa or coffee, depends. There's a nice design you can use, or polka dots. There's bunches of little beans for coffee. I am a coffee lover. This is for your confetti, if you want to sprinkle it on your cream. Then they have a little holly set. This is for peppermint sticks, marshmallows, and it took me a while to figure out what this is. I should leave it as a surprise question, but I won't do that to you. I wish they would, like say this is, but these are cinnamon sticks. Like I said, it took me a while to figure it out, but I figured it out. They're cinnamon sticks. You can see the little line here, and because I was racking my brain thinking, what are these? But those are all the dies. I have some little leftover pieces here I want to show you, because I got the gingerbread man together and the candy cane. So let me just dump those. So here's the little gingerbread man, and he is cut off so that, I need something white, so that he can just fit on the lip of your cup. So he would go like this. Or you could, I would probably tuck them in. Now, you don't have to do them white, and this is probably sand or craft cardstock. You could add a mouth, eyes. You don't have to do them this color. You could do brown underneath, Maybe he's a gingerbread guy with, you can change the color of the hands, whatever. But easy to do, this little guy. Then there's the candy cane, which is 2 pieces. I'm not sure which way you do it first, if you cut out the white, and the white would be this frame, or the red. I did it as the red, so there's the candy cane. There's the peppermint stick, And don't forget, you can make your candy cane green and white, green and red, any color you want. You don't have to stay with the traditionals if you don't want to. And just like the candy cane, this was the overlay. So you get a solid piece, as you can see here. And then this is the overlay. Okay? Now, I'm going to move this aside. One of the first things I did was to cut out and the cup and to use the snowflake. I sort of have these in order. I have a lot of ideas in my head, but I didn't have a lot of time. I was telling Sharon I'm in the process of making 48 pies for my kids for school, for Thanksgiving. Not real pies, although I do bake, but not real pies, paper pies. So I've been kind of consumed with them. But this was the first one that I cut out, very simple. And I actually cut out, so I have two. I have a white and a blue. And I actually cut out and then laid this back in and put all the tiny pieces in, because I was wondering how that would work. My brain obviously wasn't functioning. I could have just cut out a snowflake and done that, but I kind of like it. So there's that. And whenever you cut out a cup, you always get this little piece, which is where your liquid would go. So you could leave it like that. You could color it. I used it in the card that I'll show you at the end for like a backdrop. And I made it like brown, because sometimes when you stick stuff in, the corners might show. But you could also use this as a grounder. So you could put it underneath and ground your cup if you were putting it on a card front. Make it any color you want, and then your cup is grounded more than just the way I finished my one card. I thought about grounding after, and it's like, oh, but this would be a good piece for grounding. So there's this, and now I have a leftover. Beautiful. We'll do it up against this beautiful snowflake. This white one here, I cut out on the fold. I took the die. I'll show you what I did. I took the die, and my cardstock was already folded, and I pushed it up against the cut line. So here's the die. And when I'm working with them, it's usually like this, and I can feel it. You can feel the cut line. So when I was laying it out before the die was cut, I pushed it right up against the cut line. So it went right up. I probably pulled it away just a fraction of an inch. And then I went it through it 3 times so it would cut. The nice thing I liked when I was all done is it didn't pop up this piece. This piece popped out and this one didn't. If it had I would have just laid something behind it again. But so you can make this into a little card. You can also do it the opposite way. Have the handle as the fold and then open here. But to me, this just made more sense. You can tie it with a little bow or something, whatever you want. I thought of Sharon as I was playing with this cup, because a lot of ideas were running through my brain. And I thought Sharon would fill that with flowers. But I'm not a flower person.
I would.
I know. She would definitely fill it with flowers. So the next thing I used was the polka dot dies. So let me go. I'm not going to pull them out if I don't have to. But there's the polka dot die. And I cut a white piece of paper. This is what I cut. And then I used it as a stencil. I put removable tape on the back, cut out my cup, and I do all my splattering and painting in my bathroom sink. And put this down, and then I use 2 shades, as you can see. So when I, excuse me, so when I started to do it, I was using the Tim Holtz Christmas sprays. So I used the, excuse me, my voice is going. I used the Cocktail Party first, and that's the like hot pink. But before I sprayed, I put this down like this so that I would only get this portion. I didn't want the whole thing. And then I did my spray, and then I got out, that's cocktail. This was the next one, tart cranberry. It's a nice red, I think. Kind of reminds me of his new color that he came out with. And then when I was done, I just peeled this away. I could use it on something, but I really don't like it two-tone. And there's my little cup. Isn't it cute? And I did have a little overlap here with the cocktail. And actually it blended nice. I was kind of glad. I wish I would have done that up there. So that's how I did this one. So I made the stencil, and then I sprayed it. So there's that. The next one I did, using the polka dots again, was I cut out a green cup and cut out a red. I have to tell you, when I look at this, I think Swiss cheese, but I must have food on the brain. And there you have a cup. All right. So there's one way. And then I did a green and a white one. So we have this one. And then, with my leftover dots, I took my little stencil that I did for the pinks and the red, held it down, and applied my dots. So all those fallout dots from here I used, plus when you die cut that one piece, you get these pieces here, and then you can just trim them out and put them down where you want. So there's several options with the polka dots. So there's that. All right. The other piece here is just a real pretty Christmassy type thing. So I cut one out of red. I cut one out of green. Excuse me. And then I glued it to the cup. Now, if you're wondering about this, I just tried it. They're not down there permanently because I wasn't sure what I was doing yet. But those are the fallouts right here. Those are the fallouts from the peppermint candy, or you could use the candy cane. I think I used the candy cane only because it had a curve, and that's what that went to. So you have all these fall pieces that you could put on your handle that make it look even more festive. So that was neat. And then I'm left with, sorry, I have these all over. You could just use one, like that. There's the cute rick-rack. You could just use a rick-rack if you wanted. Cut a couple. You could. This is as far up as you could go, but you could cut one more and trim it. And then this was the bottom piece. So you have options with these pieces. You don't have to just, you don't have to use all three together. You can mix them up, or you can use all three together, or maybe you just want to use two and forget the rick-rack. There's so many possibilities with this. The other thing I know that I can do, I just haven't done it, here's this too, is that I know that I could make this mug into a box, a stand-up little treat box. So easy, because all you have to do is, cut a square or a three-sided thing and glue the two together, and you got a cute little box, which I will do for you guys and give you the measurements. But there are a couple companies that do even sell that type of die. I think Sizzix sells one. I'm not 100% sure. I know that, I think it was, not Ellen Hudson, Eileen. She designed some dies. She has one where it's just the box parts, but you could make this easily into a box. Going back to this, again, just like I made the stencil for the polka dot, I made one and cut it out and used it as a stencil. And then when I was all done, I took my stencil because I thought, what the heck, I didn't want to waste it. So here is what I used for the stencil, and that was with one more here. Something blue it is. It's spray. I like sprays. I have fun with them. I like changing the color of my bathroom sink. Winter Frost. So there's Winter Frost. And this isn't down permanent. I just it still had the sticky stuff on, so I just stuck it down so you could see. So I could do that. And then the one where I actually stenciled, I made a card. I don't have any sayings on it yet because Elizabeth Craft does sell a nice stamp set, which I came in twice to buy and forgot both times, but this is a stamp set. So mine will probably say something about warm, like cozy winter vibes or stay warm, something like that. And then this card will be done. Now, if you look closely, this is how I made the stencil using the parts from the die. These are the tiny little mushrooms, and I just added that little highlight pen that we all have. Sometimes it looks like silver, sometimes it looks like gold. This is the whipped cream, so cute. Here's our cinnamon sticks, but we could have just as easily put in a little gingerbread guy. See, he'd go right there. He'd have fun, right? And we could have put in a candy cane. That would be cool. So lots of options. And the other thing I was thinking of as I was doing this, oh, I meant to mention, I don't know if you can see it or not, all those snowflakes from behind, those are the snowflakes. That's the snowflake that comes with the set, the die set. So it's this snowflake, and I just cut out a whole bunch. Didn't put any behind the cup, but I cut out a whole bunch and then sprayed them with Sharon's favorite frosty. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it up here, how it shines. It just gives it that extra, which is so very cool. So like I said, this will get a saying in it that'll go down here, and then this card will be all done. But you don't have to just use these for winter and hot chocolate and Christmas. I mean, I drink coffee all the time, and if you're a coffee drinker, you do too. Some people drink hot chocolate all through the year. I could have easily taken, since everybody's doing stencils now, you could have just stenciled over this and had your beautiful design. You could put fall leaves or something, and that would make pumpkin coffee, it could have been, So this is very, very cool. Yeah, you can put bourbon in it. You can put anything you want in it. Put a little stir in. It's funny. But very easy to use. It's a perfect size. It's good. It'll be good for a treat cup. It occupies the front of the card, so that's great. And these are great sayings. And just so you know, I'm going to kind of lay these out now so you can see them a little better. But this was Elizabeth Craft's winter release. We'll go like this. Put our little guy there. And along with this die, she had a Santa, a Mrs. Santa. Hope this isn't too messy for you guys. I just want to see there's so many options. So she had Santa. Isn't he cute? And look at the size. He's a good size. I don't have a ruler on me, but got one. So I'm pretty sure this is life size. So he stands 4.5 inches tall. So, and there's Mrs. Santa with a hat or without a hat. And I'm sure she stands about the same height. Yeah, about the same height. They also have this adorable sweater. Now, I saw a sample made out of white felt, and it was just gorgeous. So there's a thought there. But this is also a good size if you see it. Again, it's a good size to make an adorable tag. I love the hanger and all the fixins. So this will probably be the next one I buy once I get my sayings. But just a very nice collection. And like I said, for the mug, don't be afraid, to do other things, to make make it useful for other places. Bourbon, tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever. I mean, there's lots of options. There's lots of pieces in here. You can make it for all seasons. You can have a cup for each season. It's just really adorable. And just so you remember, these were the colors that I used for the spray, just so sometimes you don't know what color the sprays are going to be. So the pink here is the cocktail party. The tart cranberry is the darker, which is more of a ready. And then this is winter frost, which kind of reminds me of a winter frost. So there's everything I used. I can't think of anything else. But if you have any questions, I'm working tonight. You can ask me about it. If not, I'll be on again next Saturday with something else. So thank you for watching. And I'll have the finished cards in the store probably by Saturday when I come in again. So have a great weekend. Take care.